So we have Anika and Anita. Anika is very interested in history, and she actually, I was looking through all their original application paperwork, and I forgot that Anika had actually taken a trip here to the Holocaust Resource Center when she was in middle school. So that's where she first learned about the center. And then she's here, she's getting a liberal arts major. She wants to get her bachelor's in either journalism or political science. I don't know if that changed through the course of the semester, but she's thinking about eventually going into law. So she was assigned to interview Anita Weisbord, so I will pass it along.
Hi, my name is Anika, and I got to interview Anita Weisbord. That's it. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Anita was born in Vienna, Austria, and had a very happy upbringing. But then in March 1938, Hitler invaded Austria. And she stated about this that the childhood that she knew had basically just disappeared. She went from living like a very comfortable life to no longer being allowed to go to school or university or like parks or other public places. And the laws that Hitler had instilled even like took tolls on her friendship. And one of her best friends wouldn't talk to her because she was scared because Anita was Jewish. And during the Kristallnacht, Anita witnessed her father being arrested, and her brother in turn decided to go to France illegally, and he later ended up living in Africa. And then she decided to go to England after because for those who were trying to flee Austria after the Kristallnacht, visas were a huge issue, but England allowed an unspecified number of children to flee there, and she vividly recalled her time on the Kindertransport, which took her from Austria to England. And she didn't even know where England was on a map at that time, but her mother wanted what was best for her, basically. And to this day, she remembers her mother seeing her off, and she stated that she believes that her mother gave birth to her twice, when she was born and when she had the strength and foresight to send her off on the Kindertransport. And she went to England with nothing but a small suitcase and was taken under the wing of a missionary who wanted to save both her life and her soul. She had to adjust to a completely unfamiliar country, and I think that must have been terrifying because I don't know if I could have done that. And thankfully, a few years later, she was reunited with her family, who all survived the Holocaust, or at least like her immediate family. And her sister was also in England and was she was like a maid and stuff like that. She was working jobs basically that people in England needed just to get her by. And when she was reunited with her brother, he barely recognized her. And like I know you said he said that oh, you're the little one. And eventually she received a letter in the mail, and she was afraid to open it even because she didn't know what it would say. She just knew that it was regarding her parents, but thankfully it said that they were alive. And she later found out about the harsh treatments that they had to endure, like beatings, and I know she said that her mother was sent to like a concentration camp, and then she saw a ditch, and she had the choice of either hiding in the ditch or just being shot, I believe, and she decided to hide instead, and thankfully she made it. And I think that the reason for their separation was horrible, but I think the fact that her entire immediate family survived it was bittersweet. And now she says that if she could give young people advice, it would be to be tolerant to other people, respect everybody's religion and everybody's gender. And she said we're all human beings and we all deserve to live in peace. And yeah, so now she tries to make the best out of her experiences, and she volunteers and has been volunteering for about 10 years. And I think that's a lot more positive and a lot healthier than holding any hostility towards her experiences. And yeah, I just think it made her a stronger person. I don't think I could have endured being separated by my family for something as hateful as that. And yeah, that's it.
You'd be surprised what you can endure if you have to.
Yeah.
But she asked me a question, what message should she have from the experience? And I told her that we're telling the story of the Holocaust to show what hate can lead to, and not to be bystanders, to be upstanders when something happens, to speak up. And teaching the young people, the new generation, our hope is that it should never happen again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anika, do you want to say anything about how you felt about the experience of doing the internship and getting to interview a survivor?
I'm extremely grateful that I had this opportunity. I learned a lot in this internship, actually, because we got a deeper insight to the Holocaust. And I learned about it very vaguely in classes in high school and middle school, and even now in college. But you kind of see like when you're researching it so much, you kind of see what it's like for them in their shoes, I guess. And yeah, I am just very grateful for this experience. Okay. Thank you.